All right. So the other day we were talking on the podcast about stories that have happened that we like held from our parents. But off the podcast afterwards, Evan came up to me and was like, dude, when you guys were talking about this, I had the funniest story of when I was a kid and I was like, stop. Just tell me on the podcast. I've been waiting for this moment. Ryan's been like, oh, we're holding out till 150. So I've been holding this for a while. But where were you going with that story?
I was younger. I was still in high school, and I would sneak out all the time. Like, all the time. Go hang out with my girlfriend, hang out with whoever. Just do whatever I wanted.
Okay.
And one night, I sneak out, and my girlfriend would pick me up a couple blocks down the road from my house. I'm walking down the sidewalk. It was kind of irrelevant, but like a cop drove by, and it's like 11 at night. There was maybe curfew, so I was a little sketched out.
How old were you? Like young?
16, 17.
Okay.
And so I kind of like dip around this bush, whatever, like go back onto the sidewalk and roll my ankle on a crack.
This is why you're getting picked up?
Like on my way to get picked up, yeah. Like 11 at night, I just snuck out of my parents' house. I walk a couple blocks, see a cop drive by, and then like just roll my ankle so bad. And like it hurts terrible. I like limp over, get in my girlfriend's car, like go back to her house, stay the night there, taking ibuprofen, and it hurts so bad. Like I think I need to go to the hospital, but I'm like, I can't just go to the hospital and then tell my mom what. So my girlfriend drives me back home at like, I'd always sneak in at like 5, 6 in the morning before my parents would get up for work, go to bed for an hour, and then go to school. So I sneak back in the house, immediately go to the bottom of the basement stairs, make a bunch of noise or whatever, and just like, bah!
Wait. This part of this, bah! This is a decoy then for you.
Yeah, so it's actually like 10 hours after the injury happened. I recreated the injury in my basement going down the stairs.
Oh, like you fell down the stairs?
Yeah, or something. I just said, well, it made sense. Like I rolled it on the edge of a sidewalk. So I'm like, I rolled it on the edge of the stair.
Okay, yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
And mom brought me to the hospital. My foot had like a hairline fracture in it. So like not that big a deal. Got put in a walking cast or whatever. A boot, yeah.
But you broke I just love how you broke it like sneaking out. It wasn't no shenanigans or anything. Like there was no, at this point, were you even running from this cop? Like you were just like moving quick or what?
Yeah, exactly. Like I was on
no
edge.
shenanigans at all. He was just speed walking away from a cop.
Yes, he was speed walking. Yeah.
The only shenanigan would be like if our town had a curfew and I was out like too late, maybe the cop would have stopped me. But I don't think he was even looking at me or knew I existed. It was just in my head like, oh, I gotta be sneaky. Go over here. Oh, my ankle.
So you faked rolling your ankle down the stairs for your mom to bring you to the hospital, and she never questioned it?
Nope.
Does she know it to this day, or is she listening to this right now?
This is her first.
I did tell her like years later, like probably my early 20s or whatever. When you tell your parents all the shit you got away with.
One of those things, yeah.
Kind of get the ha 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 ha. I did this and that. Like her hinges on her garage door squeak like crazy because no one's there to WD-40 them anymore. I used to keep those things just greased.
Okay, that was a complete other side of the spectrum. You're like, yeah, you're like 25. Guess what? You know why your garage door hinges never squeaked? It was me the whole time. She's like, no way.
Oh, you were doing it to sneak out.
Yeah, I keep the doors. Yeah, I keep the doors lubed up so they didn't creak.
Oh,
it didn't cross my mind. I thought you
were just greased. Oh, you did too.
I thought you were just being nice.
Just grease.
On my list of chores, grease the hinges.
Yeah. It's
Mike's started going up. Yeah. Joke's on you now that I'm at the house.
So you did that so you could sneak out. I'm surprised you used a garage door to sneak out, but that is smart. No, not at all.
Dude, but the one time it backfired, exact same scenario. I'm getting brought home at 5:30, 6 in the morning in the middle of winter, and I'm coming in the backyard. I'm looking at like our kitchen window from about 75 yards away, like through the bushes, and I see a face looking out the window. And there's lights on in the house. I'm like, oh my God, they seen me. So I'm wearing basketball shorts, and I did have a jacket on, but I'm like laying below the 4-foot snowbank that the snowplow left, and I'm just high. I peek my head up. It's like, oh, it's still there, and I duck down. And then after like 10 minutes, I hear the snowblower running in my driveway.
Okay.
And I'm like, this is really bizarre. And I look up a little more, and I can see my dad snowblowing the driveway in the front yard, and I'm hiding in the bushes in the backyard. And then I really look at the window and realize that's like a life-size window cling of Santa Claus, and it's made to look like his hands, and he's peeking around the window. But I was so nervous when I saw the face, I just ducked right away, and I'd look up and see it and duck back
they're
down
still
again.
looking.
So then I realized I waited. It was like a video game. My dad's coming down the driveway, and I just wait. And as soon as he turns his back, I just shoot right in the house behind him.
You came home early enough in the morning that he was snow blowing.
Yeah, he got up to snowblow before work, I guess.
Ryan, hop in on this one. I got one more sneak out story to tell.
All right, I gotta pick up my brother from the bar.
Okay, all right. No, you can stay, Ev. I was, I don't know, sophomore in high school, and I had Ryan and my buddy Sam over. They come over, we're hanging out, and we had like a couple of girls that were neighbors, and I think we must have like snuck over to the girls' house, and we were there. I should say I was there till like maybe 2 or 3, and then I went home, went to bed. The next morning, I wake up to my dad standing over me, being like, "Get your ass out of bed. We're having a talk." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck. This isn't good." I'm like trying to think of like,
what do we do?
did I get caught? I look over and like the guys are like sleeping, and I'm like, they're here. Like, what happened? And so long story short, I leave. These guys stay, and it's like 5 o'clock, and they're hanging out at this girl's house. And this girl's dad comes down and like catches them like all in bed together.
At like 5 a.m. too. It was like an unreasonable time for him to be awake.
They're like all in bed together.
Popping blue chews?
Yeah. This girl's dad and my dad are like best friends. So he's like, "Ryan, Sam, I think you guys should leave. Like, go home right now." So Ryan and Sam leave. He probably like calls my dad and tells him, and it's like, "Hey, I just caught like so and so like in bed and whatever."
Just sent him home.
And so
And his daughter had went to bed too, so it was like the friends that had really all messed up. So Jimmy, her dad wasn't mad, and then your dad wasn't really mad because you didn't mess up and his daughter didn't mess up. But we were just the idiot friends that messed up.
yeah, so I wake up and my dad is like questioning me, like, "What was going on last night?" And I was like, "I came home, I went to bed." The rest of the guys and like he was like, "Oh, okay," and didn't really like care. And he was like, "All right, let's go. We're going up to Ely," which is like northern Minnesota, right? So this trip was like planned, but he was like, "All right, let's head out. We're going up to Ely." And when we leave, I hadn't really said anything to Ryan or Sam.
Yeah, I think your dad took you out of the room to go have this talk, and then you guys basically left briefly after that. We were tired from being up all night, so we just woke up and you were gone.
Yeah. So I'm gone, and I'm like way up north without cell service. Ryan is back home. Like, where did Ben go? He just disappeared. CJ, the creative genius he is, comes up with
Young age too.
possibly the best troll of all time. He goes, "Oh yeah, you didn't hear? Yeah, Ben got sent off to a boys' camp."
No. You would say that. That's such an accurate troll.
Hop in on this.
Yeah, so he goes, "Oh, he got sent to a boys' camp up in Ely," and I go, "Oh,
The
no.
best part was that I knew there was a boys' camp up in Ely.
There really is.
There's like a boys' camp where they send troubled kids. So like he's going up to Ely. And yeah, he's going to a boys' camp. I guess he's gonna have to spend the school year there." And Ryan felt all bad.
And so I'm
It was right
freaking
before
out.
school had started.
You're
Yeah, it
like,
was Labor Day.
it's something I did.
Yeah. And so I'm texting Ben, "Yo, dude, what's up?" All this stuff. Ben's got no cell service,
Nothing.
so he's not responding to me. And I'm like, oh no. So me and the other guy are freaking out.
We're on our way up, and my dad was like, hey, you should text Sam and tell him that I'm pissed and I'm going to tell his parents. And I'm like, that seems like a little far, no? And he was like, no, it'll be funny. I was like, okay.
Man, you guys
See
really
where,
did.
yeah, see where he learns
He's really
it
your
from.
dad.
So I text Sam and I was like, just letting you know, my dad's going to tell your parents. And he goes,
No, if you don't tell them first. That was the
Oh, is
thing.
that?
Yep, we had to tell the parents first.
oh, God. Okay, so then
So can
Sam.
I ask,
I'm sorry
like,
to interrupt,
what
but-
when he said that, like,
Wait, oh.
what was he gonna make? What was your plan to tell your parents? Like,
You know, I think kind of the pitch was like, your parents are going to find out it's going to be a lot better if it comes from you. To probably try to teach us a little lesson in honesty. And I'm like, fuck that. I'm dying with this thing. I was like, I'm not going
Ryan and I
down.
were hanging out
Because
the whole
Ryan
day.
got,
It was
because
just
Ryan
me
had
and
got
him.
caught the week before.
Sneaking out. So I was already in the doghouse, dude.
Yeah.
I was a repeat
Okay,
offender,
so
dude.
you
I
were-
was getting life in
you
prison
were
if I got
actually
caught.
ready to be like,
I told you at the end of that day. I just kind of let you ride it out because it was entertaining for
Yeah.
me.
And then I think it was before I went home, you were like, hey,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
so you
I
know.
didn't want you to spill the beans. Yeah.
Yeah. So I text Sam that, and then probably like 3 minutes later, I text him back, dude, I'm just kidding. Like, he's not going to tell anyone, you're good. And so I send that 3 minutes later, and he texts me back 2 minutes later and goes, dude, are you kidding me? I just told them. They're so
in
pissed.
3 minutes.
They're so
Went
pissed.
right to him and told him.
Yeah. So Sam
Immediately.
gets grounded for like the next month, 2 months. Phone taken away. He was like, all right, well, this is my final message. Like, I'm getting my phone taken away. And my dad is like, damn. He was just like kind of silent
Yeah.
after that.
You know,
I was like, what
he's
do I
like,
do?
he responded to him in 3 minutes. Couldn't have predicted that. Sorry, buddy. Dude,
Sam didn't
I
even
mean,
think
actually,
about it, dude. He just just told him right away.
that is something like him to do.
So funny.
Nothing
though.
wrong with that either. Be honest now or later, but you got to do it eventually. But in 3 minutes,
And I was good too.
So
until
you
now.
never went anywhere.
No,
You never
never told him. And my whole family was in town. It was Labor Day weekend. It was like this whole thing. I was like, I am not going down.
Dude, my dad still laughs about that. Him and his buddy laugh about that, saying I walked in there.
I was naked.
no.
I'm just kidding. I'm not making
The
shit
little
up.
story
I can't say
embellishers
it. I
they
can't
are, dude.
say it. I can't say
There's
it.
a reason. Yeah.
Say it. Say it. Say it.
No, they had their tents pitched.
We'll see you later
Little
on that one.
freaking story embellishers. Don't do it, Evan.
They had their tents pitched.
Did he say that?
He did, yes. But we did not. We did not. Oh, man. On
I
that
haven't
note.
heard that side of the story.